Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Rebecca, and welcome to another edition of Moments with MindLeaps. And today I get to be joined by Vedaste Ndayambaje, who works for MindLeaps in Rwanda. And Vedaste is one of the people that we've always wanted to interview on Moments with MindLeaps, but we've had to wait a really long time for this special Friday because of the COVID situation in Rwanda, and then because of the internet connections and where he has to be situated late at night to connect to the internet. So all of the stars have aligned for us to welcome Vedaste to Moments with MindLeaps today. One of the really exciting things about these Friday sessions is that we get the chance to speak with all sorts of different people around the world. Sometimes people who are artists and dancers and teachers, sometimes researchers, other people who are using creative tools to build their communities, like we heard from Max Lockey last week with technology and media. And all of these tools come together for us to have a chance to see how we can really work together and share these stories to motivate youth and generations around the world. So we are really excited today to be able to have Vedaste with us. And I think he's going to connect soon. Okay. Right. There we go. Vedaste is here. And Vedaste is actually Congolese. But he lives in Rwanda, and he's lived in Rwanda since he was 1, I think. And he has an Amir with us. All the way from Kigali right now at the Jim Bell Center in MindLeaps. Like right now, connecting to MindLeaps. So we'll get to test the quality of the MindLeaps internet connection. Hi, Vedaste. Barahoniza.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, I was just starting to share with all of our guests that we've been waiting a long time to interview you on but it hasn't been easy to do with the COVID situation and the internet situation. So thank you so much for making it possible.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here.
Vedaste, I had the chance to talk to you on different occasions, but different occasions past, where I learned all about your story, which is just incredible. From being a Congolese refugee to building your life in Kiziba Refugee Camp in the western part of Rwanda, and now being in Kigali, in the capital city of Rwanda. Vedaste, share with us a little bit about this journey from DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, to Rwanda.
Okay, thanks so much, Rebecca. As you said, I am a Congolese by nationality with a refugee status here in Rwanda. And then the way this Kiziba came to here, actually this started when we was in DRC, and then due to different tragedies that happened there, with the war based on ethnics, and then I was too young at that moment because it was in 1996. If today I am 25 years old, you can understand how it was at that time. And then my parents chose to left our motherland and then come here in Rwanda.
Wow. And
that is where I started to be a refugee there in western province of Rwanda. And then with this life there in Kiziba camp, I got a chance to know MindLeaps and be a part of joining MindLeaps. There it was in 2018, and there I was in eastern province of Rwanda in Gatsibo district, and then I have been selected to be among of MindLeaps family. At that moment, I started as a trainer there in Kiziba camp, and then after doing my task there in Kiziba camp by combining the skills with education. I have been promoted, and now I shift from Kiziba camp to Kigali, where I was working as a program coordinator, specifically by focusing on education here in Kigali. That is how all journey was to shift from Kiziba camp until to here in Kigali.
Oh, wow, Vedaste. Even since the last time I spoke to you at length, I don't know that was summer. Your English has improved again, like in the last couple of months. You have to share with us all your secrets. Okay. So Vedaste, so those people who don't know Vedaste, what's remarkable about Vedaste is he's so tall. I'm sure you're tired of everyone telling you. But people who know me, I'm tall. And when I go see Vedaste, I'm tall. Vedaste, is everybody in your family tall?
Yeah, I think everyone here should know that I'm tall. I'm tall, as Rebecca said. I have more than 2 meter, more than 2 meter, 2 meter and above. That means I'm tall. I'm tall. It seems like I'm sitting, but when I'm standing up, you can say, "Wow."
That's what everybody says when we meet. They're like, "Wow, you're so tall."
Yeah.
So, Vedaste, what was it like for you to make the transition from Kiziba Refugee Camp to living in the capital city? Is it easy because you speak Kinyarwanda and you're comfortable in Rwanda, or does it feel different to live outside the camp?
It is easy to shift from Kiziba camp to come here. It is easy because even though I'm a Congolese, but we have some culture that we have from Rwanda and the other culture from DRC. That means I can speak Kinyarwanda fluent in Kinyarwanda. I can dance traditional dance and Rwandan traditional dance, and that is one Rwandan like to do. And then if they see I'm dancing, I'm speaking Kinyarwanda, they say, "Oh, they're Rwandan," and it is so very easy. Rwanda is a good country, and when it comes to host, for sure you feel safe. That is something that I can say.
Well, Vedaste, you know that I agree with you that Rwanda is a good country. What do you think is the best thing about Rwanda?
Something that I like most about Rwanda, it's more about security. You know that the reason why we left out our homeland is because of insecurity. And then here in Rwanda, everyone have to live with his freedom without understanding that someone can harass me, someone can do something negatively to me. You have to feel free, do something which is real, and then everything is okay. And then in Rwanda, they doesn't care about if you are a refugee or you are national, you have a nationality in Rwanda or you are another one. Every people, they have to be treated equally and they have to respect your freedom. That is something that I like here in Rwanda. Again, something that I like here in Rwanda is the way that Rwanda gives every children the chance to learn, to attend education. That is something special here. Be a vulnerable, you have to get the access to the education. That is something that we like most here in Rwanda.
It's so true. I mean, even in the world of mind, where we're so focused on education. I mean, you hear so many of our own conversations where we're comparing the different countries and how the programs are growing and how the children are doing. And we always come back to Rwanda as really the heart of where education is the strongest. These kids become motivated to go to school, they stay in school, they thrive in school. But part of that's also the environment of Rwanda because there's such great value placed on it. Vedaste, tell us a little bit about your educational journey. So, I know that you had the chance to go to Kepler University. Tell everybody what's Kepler University. What did you study?
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. When I'm going to share more about my education journey, most of the time I start by smiling. This is because when I started nursery school there in Kiziba camp, there is no hope for education. That is something that I can share. There is no hope. And then that continue from nursery until to ordinary level. I mean, in grade 9. At that moment, sometimes when I sat somewhere, I thought about why am I going to learn? I am a refugee, and then how this comes, where am I going with my education? Sometimes I feel discouraged because I spent 1 year drop out, and there I was in grade 10, in 10th grade. One of my grandfather approached me and then just share discussion, and then I feel motivated and I decide to return back to school. From that time, I was a day scholar. I have to work from, it's all about 4 kilometers, working from school to home. And then I keep struggling with that situation. Finally, I get A2 diploma in mathematics, biology, and chemistry. At that time, I see that the world is open to me, and now I am free to apply wherever I want. From that moment, I made an application from Kepler program. Kepler is one of the New Hampshire University through College for America, where students remotely and then be able to get an American degree through Kepler program. At that time, I have been selected among we were about 300 youth, refugee youth, who was there, and then sit for the admission exam, and they have to select only 27 people. Can you imagine how? 27. And then I did all best, and I tried to do writing exam. I passed. I was in ranked in fifth position. And then I have been selected to sit for the interview. And then finally, I got a Kepler program. In that time, it was in 2017, because that course was 2017. I started with a goal that I have to work hard on your safe pace. That means if you make education your priority, you will get your degree fast as you can. And then in 2018, I got Associate of Arts in General Study with a specialization in business. And then I continue with a bachelor degree in arts, where I learned communication with concentration in business. And then in 2020, I got at Southern New Hampshire. Now, when I'm applying somewhere, when I'm in conversation like this, I say that I'm a graduate in United States, and that is the truth. I made something special for my life. That is something make me feel smile as the sign of peace and confidence.
Well, when you started to tell your story about education, I smiled too. One of the reasons is because Kepler University and the Kepler program is famous in my country, in the United States, and around the world, because it's the quality of a U.S. education, which at the university level is normally quite high, as it is in this case. But actually, it's delivered in partnership with a Rwandan affiliate in these refugee camps. But it's one of the very few programs that we know where the standard of education is not changed, no matter the location or the conditions. Normally, these programs change because there's not electricity and there's not good internet access, so everything changes. But this is like the same as if you were going to school in New Hampshire, which is why it's so impressive, Vedaste. All of us at MindLeaps, we were just like waiting till you finished graduating so we could hire you.
I will imagine my graduation ceremony, and it is very soon. Just wait.
All of MindLeaps is coming.
Okay.
So,
I can't wait. Oh, hey, Joseph. Nice to see you.
I've always wanted to ask you, why did you choose business? Why did you choose business?
Okay, thank you so much. When I'm going to choose business, to take a business as a consultant, when I was young, I thought about having my own business. And that's, I feel like, okay, I need to make money, and I need so that my community can benefit from what I'm doing. And something that people struggling with while they are there in Kiziba camp or in other refugee camp, it's all about high level. Even though when you get hired with any organization, the way you get your stipend, it is very low. And when I grew up, I thought like I need to change something. I need to change something. I need to have my business and hire the other youth where they will make money and get enough salary as they want. With that ambition, I started thinking how I can learn business, how I can understand more about business conditions. That is how I chose to learn business. And now I think in a few days I can do that because I have all this know more about business entrepreneurship, learning more about business model canvas as an addition from my course. And I'm sure that I can do that.
Well, I'm sure that you can do it too. And to be honest, Vedaste, I'm not sure if you taught you very much in the Virtual Academy Business Entrepreneurship class. I remember teaching, you were in my class, I remember teaching the lesson about inventory. And you're like, oh, is this first in, first out? Or is it first in, last out? I was like, okay, who is this person who already has a business degree?
Who is this person who already has a business degree?
Business is such a good choice, of course, but I think it's a great choice for study. Now, tell us a little bit. Your job today is working on this education program to help go to school in Rwanda. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the successes? What makes the job easy? What makes it hard?
Okay, thank you so much. Something that in my daily activities here at Jimbe Center, especially in education, something that I like as my motivation, it is because I am helping a youth or a kid that we have the same life. That is something, even though when I feel like it's become too much, I feel like, oh, I'm giving back to my community. So I'm just connected to someone's life, and I start to feel like, oh. Then something that I like most is when a kid approach me with difference, and they understand me, that they trust that every time I have to propose a solution, and that solution should work. That is something that I like and make me feel like strong connection with kids. And then some of the challenges that I like to face with it's when kids say oh, I'm tired, I can't return back to school. No, I have to start my own business. I have to do this, and I can't return back at school. That is some of the challenges that I faced with. But some of the way of overcome and keep motivated stories about sharing my story. I say that in my age when I was like you, me too, I fought like that, but it was negative. Now I'm happy because I go, please, you can change your mind with sharing story. Like, okay, let me do like this. Let me try to work on your path and then see what will be the result. So some of the success that I can share, it's all about the result from the national examination. As you know, this is my first year here at Jimbe Center, but something that I feel like it's the result that my kids, my students got during the national exams. When the government, the Ministry of Education announced the results, I started smiling because I see one of my best kids, they come in first division, second division, first division, second division, got admission later, and then I see them, they will be someone special in the future. That is something that I'm celebrating during this first year, because in the first division, and it is very competitive because you have to make sure that you got more about 80 and 90 in that range in every courses. And then within the candidates that we have from the primary, the student who did primary living national exams, we have 68 kids. And then within the 68 kids, 11 that.
We are all celebrating that, Vedaste. It's been one of the biggest successes at MindLeaps. We were waiting to see what these exam marks were, especially when we had heard that the whole national average had gone down. The whole country was struggling. And then to see these MindLeaps kids still come out on top, especially with 11, was just a huge celebration. And a big, big testament to your hard work, Vedaste, and your motivation to help these kids keep motivated. Vedaste, we have a question from the audience. Joseph, Joseph, congratulations on your recent our question, Vedaste, what do you think about your growth in MindLeaps? Your personal growth in the organization?
My growth in the organization?
Yes.
Okay, something that I can say about in organization, or something that I can highlight. I truly believe that I will fly. I like to that word to fly, because sky doesn't have no longer limit. You can fly wherever you want. And that is the same as here in MindLeaps. Because I started MindLeaps as a student, where I learned MindLeaps foundation, but I have to teach that sequence to the other students. It can be better if you do this, can be better if you do like this. And then that changed. I come in the office and then I see it, where I'm just helping not only in dance program, but in education program, in health program, by my team, everything that I want. You know that starting from a student and become a coordinator, that is a long journey. That is a long journey. And I'm sure I am free to move wherever I want. And I'm sure that with MindLeaps, I have a hope for that. I can be the courage and say that, oh, you know, this will not work. I believe that I will be like a program director, or I can come and sit together.
What? Vedaste, not just program director, we're waiting for you to take my job, executive director.
Oh my God. Executive
Yeah. So can work.
Karabu Neza. Okay, we have another question, Vedaste. Emmy, hello, Emmy. Emmy would like to know, what do you do when you're tired?
Emmy would like to know, what do you do when you're
But you know my strategy is when I'm tired. Okay, there is different way that I use when I feel like I'm tired or I have stress. Something that I like to do, it's all about highlight my strength, what I did well during my day. For example, if there is one kid who's struggling most at school, then I help him or her, and that time I have to reflect from that journey, how I do all the activities. And then when I feel like it is not work, I have to date. Even though I'm not a good dater, but I like to move around, sharing some fun stories. And then with that, I feel I'm relaxed and become in a mood. The other thing that I like to do, you know, I like to write a poem. I like to write a poem. Sometimes when I feel like I'm tired, I have to take a pen and a paper, write everything in my head, without stop, non-stop writing. Everything, within 30 seconds. Or not 30 seconds, about 10 to 15 minutes. I feel like, oh, now I can do everything because I'm free. That is some of the strategies that I like to use when I feel like I'm tired.
Those are such great strategies, Vedaste. Those are such good answers. I think so many times the arts, if it's dance, if it's poetry, all of these things can actually bring more energy to our lives and less stress. I mean, this is what everybody in the United States is talking about with COVID, is that those are the things we need more of. And you're already figuring it out. Oh my goodness, we have so many questions from the audience, Vedaste. Okay. Okay, Joseph. Vedaste, this is not my question. I'm just reading the question from the audience. What was it like the first time you met me?
Okay. Joseph, I like the question, Joseph. Okay, thank you so much. From my first time when I met with Rebecca, I was there in Kiziba Camp. I was dancing in Kiziba Camp with my kids, and then but I got a notification from Bashir that Rebecca will visit us. And I started thinking, when I was at Gatsiwo during the trainers, they said, "Oh, Rebecca is tall like you," and I said, "Wow, huh?" And I feel, okay, so let's see. And then when I understand that she's going to be there in Kiziba Camp, so someone told, I said, is she Rebecca? And then I said, no, not her. And then when we met, it was very beautiful, Joseph. You can't imagine. I shared with her my stories, and then we shared something that I like the most and that I have in my mind when when you say my first time when I met with Rebecca. It's a choreography that we learned. We learned a choreography called
Mirror.
A song called Mirror. Yes, and then I like it, and I feel like, oh, I like this song. And then when you say Rebecca there in Kiziba Camp, they will start, all the kids, they will start small by small. By you have to get that choreography.
This is such a great story, Vedaste.
It was so very fun and amazing.
We've done the mirror choreography in Ukraine, in Russia, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and in Kiziba Refugee Camp. So you are part of the dancers around the world that know this choreography. Okay, Vedaste, last question, I promise you. We have a question from Abdul in Uganda, Oliotia. What was it like to teach your first MindLeaps class?
How it was to teach my first MindLeaps class?
Yes.
Is that a question? If I got it, okay. Thank you. Oh, at that time, something that in teaching technique, of the teaching techniques that I like to use while I'm teaching, I have to believe in myself. That is something that I use while I'm going to teach. I have to believe in myself and believe that I am a reader. All my kids, they have to follow me. That means I have to be confident. Even though I can make some mistakes, I have to detect it as a teacher by not showing my student that I have already taken. That is techniques that help me most while I'm going to teach from my first time MindLeaps class. We were there in Kiziba Camp, and then I started teaching. I remember in the fourth session of MindLeaps class, in the fourth session, while we were in warm-up, I feel like, am I going to right leg, left leg? Am I going to go to the stretching? What is next? And I feel like it's somehow tricky. But as I was a teacher, doing different things, I focus on stretching, we do stretching, and then we end up the class. And then when we was going in debrief with my team. They told me, "Oh, Vedaste, it's about the last session of warm up," and I said, "Yes, but so about stretching. And we did stretching. So please, we will make it. We will make it tomorrow." That is something that I remember when I'm going to teach my first class. Again, because it's a new style there. Yes, please.
This is such a great answer because everyone who's taught a MindLeaps class around the world can appreciate your story, Vedaste. I apologize for our audience members who are not MindLeaps teachers, but all of us who are not know exactly what you're talking about. What a great story.
What a great story.
Yeah.
Okay, Vedaste, we are out of time, but answer this last question for us. In one word, what is your dream for 2022?
For 2022.
In one, Rebecca, that question is too hard for me. You know that when I'm starting looking up in one sentence. My dream in 2020, I want to start learning, I want to start learning not only in class, but I want to be more professional. That is something that I want in 2022. Not only sitting in a class, but also trying to learn from different people. That is something that I want, to be more professional.
Wow, excellent choice. I might join you in saying that I have the same goal.
Wow.
If you don't mind me copying you. Vedaste Maricosi-Chane, it is so late there. We could talk to you all night long. Thank you so much for your inspiring words. Thank you for all you do for education, for these kids, for MindLeaps, for the youth of the world. You are an inspiration to all of us.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. It was good to be here.
Okay, Ishadagiza, thanks everyone. Can't wait to see everybody soon. Marcos.